Welcome, Treadheads. Today on Honestly Rated, we're going to be talking about the same person, Treadhead. Treadhead is a character from Trap Team that I think I liked. It's a very forgettable Skylander, and I did forget about him for a little bit. I won't even lie. But I do enjoy him. And it was kind of rocky in the beginning, but we were able to kind of smoothly go down a nice path at the end. And I'll tell you everything about him because that's what I'm here to do. But first, I'd just like to say thank you for clicking on this video and for watching. I do pick from the comments of the Skylanders that you guys want to see, and I hope that I'm able to provide the information for you to know if he is a worthy character to pick up and to play. But first, let's go over his little history, what made him a Skylander, which usually trends to be the same thing, but we'll talk about it. So he was an orphan, and he really wanted to go racing. And he was able to scavenge enough parts to actually build his bike. It's a bike, if you can't tell. And he went on to a race. He was fucking cooking them. He was smoking them. He was leaving them in the dust. Literally, if you know his moveset. And when he got to the canyon part of things, there was a bunch of goblins there. And he, in his heart, wanted to make sure the other racers could get past easily. Smoked enough dust in their face to fucking get them to flee. He did lose the race, but Eon saw that as a commemorable action and said, fuck it, you're joining the team. And that's how we got him. So, with all the history out of the way, let's get into his moveset. The thing that really does matter, because no matter how enticing lore can be, it's not going to help him fight any harder. So, let's see what EA and Toys for Bob was able to give Treadhead. Let's talk about the first two moves for Treadhead, Wheelie and Backfire Blast. These two moves show off character and shows you kind of based off of what Treadhead's going to be in the future, which is very reckless. So, Wheelie. It's a move that allows you to go faster and deal more damage if held down longer. If you hold it down for too long, though, you'll eat shit, and he'll pick himself back up, but you'll probably take some unnecessary damage and be humiliated in front of all of these goons. The next one is Backfire Blast, which just, big boom off the exhaust pipe and blows anything back just slightly from the back end. It's not a move that you're going to be able to hit from the front no matter what, right? So, we got a little dynamic there, we got the front move and the back move. Is the back move really that good, though? Not, personally, I don't think a lot of things really tread behind Treadhead that much, because with Wheelie, you're going faster than most enemies. He is kind of slow base like this. Surprisingly, you would think someone that's on a bike would be kind of fast, but no, he is actually pretty slow without the Wheelie. And Backfire really only helps with just a bunch of hordes, but I also think that the actual Wheelie itself can do it. So what's the purpose of the Backfire? I think honestly in the beginning, Backfire is a lot more safer of an option to kill enemies, because with a little bit of pushback, a lot of enemies cannot hit you because they just can't get in range. So I think there's a way to kind of make it a little nicer to tread into them. You see what I did there? And it was nice. I did do that. I did use the exhaust a lot in the beginning because it's kind of hard to kill with things if I'm constantly getting hit and my character is limited to very little health. But I promise you, these negative things really don't mind so much in the future. It's more of a beginner thing. Very hard in the beginning, but becomes really fun at the end. Which, talking about it, sounds like anything you ever do, right? If we take the analogy here from a bike, yeah, driving, it's probably pretty hard to do in the beginning, but when you get a hang of it, it probably could be pretty fun. I don't know. I have too much anxiety to even try it out. The next two moves, Pedal to the Metal and Spin Out, are fine. The one that I say is more fine, though, is Pedal to the Metal. Because if you've seen the Honestly Rated show before, you know that I don't like moves that kind of just do this lame-ass, boring thing. And in a sense, it is a way attack up, and I'll talk about it why. But, we're in the primary one. I shouldn't be too harsh on it. And, I do allow a couple of those, because making a completely, really unique moveset is probably not up for a game that was trying to get yearly releases out. So, cut a little bit of slack. But it does help, a little bit. Because with the Wheelie being able to last longer, it does add a couple more ranks to how long you can Wheelie for. And that does do more damage. So, cool. Nice. More damage. Hopefully there won't be too many more of those. But the next one is Spin Out, which is the better one. I think it's more than fine, actually. Because Spin Out is just Backfire and Wheelie combined together. It's a move that pushes back, but it does it to the whole body, We don't have to fucking aim my ass towards every enemy if I want to get a little bit of knockback. It's a lot more powerful knockback than backfire too. And I almost said back shots, which that's a totally fucking different thing. That is not meant for this type of game. And with it, it does well. If you get an enemy kind of close to the edge, you're probably pushing them off. And that is super cool. I like moves that do that. It's a nice way to, it's a really nice get off me tool for a character that is going to be up in people's faces. So it's nice to wheelie up to people, probably push them back a little bit. They can sometimes hit you just because the range isn't too great on it. But if you do time it pretty perfectly, you won't get hit. And that is something he does direly need. Treadhead does not want to get hit. You want to try to get as much health as you ever want. Because if eventually that shit's going to snowball and you're going to die. My worst nightmare came true with these next two ones. Tread heavily and kick up some dust. Because if you remember from literally a couple seconds ago, I did say that I don't like moves that do this, or characters that have multiple sets of do more damage, do more this, do more that, because I find it extremely lazy. And this is probably a good time to talk about it because we got two back-to-back on the primary one. Now, hopefully, in the fucking past, they won't do it anymore, but that is pretty lame. Maybe it's kind of hard to make some like really unique moveset for a character that is on a fucking bike. Like, how far can you really push it without it becoming like kind of insano? But it kind of sucks. The more damage one, fuck that one. I hate that one. Right? We give that two double deckies a good fuck you. But spin out, I might actually have to give a little bit of a props to because it's very good. Like I said with spin out, it's a good move. You know, it hits the backfire shot and it does the nice pushback. How could you make this better? Just making the distance go a little farther to the point where the knockback stays the same, but launches him so far back that you're guaranteed to not get hit. You could honestly hold this move down as long as you want. Nothing bad comes out from it. It probably does stop you at some point. I don't know. But if you just do it, you can just kind of like slowly turtle walk to people and push them off the edge of everything. It's pretty cheesy, but it's really safe, right? Like, the only thing that's getting to you is projectiles. And if someone does end up hitting you, you will stop, but then you can just start it up again and then hit them multiple times while they fling away to the fucking abyss. So, I do have to give that one just a little bit of props because it's really damn good. It's way better than any attack up ever would be because it's basically insta-kill if you get a right location. Let's take a pit stop at the upgrade path with his first move, Spike a Wheelie, which makes him do extra damage. This is the fourth one out of his whole fucking upgrade ability paths. And I don't like that. It makes it feel very boring. And if you haven't seen my other Honestly Rated videos, which maybe you should, there is a playlist. The reason I don't like it is because you do the exact same thing you normally do after you buy the upgrade, right? Let's think of it like a child's shoes. If I have to hold down a button, right, and it does something different, but still basically kind of does the same thing, it just kind of adds more damage to it, at least I feel like I'm doing something different, you know, to a child. But with this one, you go to look a little different, which sometimes it looks good, and sometimes it doesn't look the worst, and then sometimes it looks bad. I put Treadheads in the middle because, I don't know, it's kind of weird. And after that, you're like, oh, cool, it looked different. And then you play the exact same. It doesn't help add anything to a character nuance-wise that may make you stay. And that's why I don't really like it. But does it kind of cool to see a character do 108, 125 damage? Yeah, I don't think I've actually seen anybody that does that much except for, like, you know, characters that are supposed to do that much, like senseis and fucking, you know, trap team members and giants maybe. I don't even know if giants can even do that much damage. It's the same amount of damage, and that's definitely where Treadhead's top path goes. Now we'll talk about these next two, go out with the bang and burning rubber because they do actually add some nuance. So this is going to actually benefit you for holding down that wheelie button for the longest you can. Now for burning rubber, it does say you have to be at like the final stage, which I don't know what they say the final stage is because you can get to blue flames and the fire will still happen then. And I really think the fire adds a lot. The fire does so much damage and it's very easy to just apply it to the ground anywhere. Like, a lot of these characters die really fast. 43 damage. That's insane. And think about it. When you hold down the wheelie button longer, you are doing more damage. So, you're hitting 162s with crits, 143s. And then, at the end, to go out with the bang part, you're doing an explosion. So, you're actually benefiting from eating shit. You're no longer getting laughed at. You're fucking exploding the competition. It's a pretty nice path. And Treadhead goes in two different ways, right? If you're like a more safer player, the bottom path is going to be more for you. But if you really like to just go fucking hog wild, it's going to be rough in the beginning. It's going to be really rough to play with this guy. But at the end, it feels all so worth it. And that's why even with his fucking crazy amount of upgrades and things like that, things that really don't add a lot of nuance, if you really just like to be reckless and you don't really care about character nuance or trying to add anything different to the character, just sticking to one single lone plan, and that is to rush in with no other plan and just seeing how it goes, Treadhead is the character for you, and this path absolutely adds to it. So, let's talk about the bottom path. And is there really a definitive version of which one you should pick? I don't know. Let's go find out. Now we're cruising down to the bottom path, the pavement peeler, which the first one's going to be called Eat My Dust. Honestly, if there wasn't a move called that, I would be a little insulted because that is just an easy name. This allows for spin out to slow down your enemies, and not even in the walk speed department, everything. Your enemies are going slow as shit. They are going slower than you just walking, honestly. The bike itself is going faster. It's a very nice move. It's a little contradictory to what he is, but it adds up a lot of setup. Because, with him, honestly, I liked spin out just having the enemies just kind of walk back towards you really fast, just because you get that damage in and you knock them back again. And if you have this open space again, you'll push them away, fucking send them on their merry way to fucking Bible study, But with the slowness now, you actually have to go up to them. But if you do like to use Wheelie, and, not only pick the first same move over and over, it does add, right? It's a nice setup move. You make them slow, you do the Wheelie, you're eventually adding up speed, doing more damage. Not doing as much damage as the top, but it's still an insane amount of damage with this guy. And they have less opportunity to hit you with your doing your Wheelie. So, this is definitely a lot more of a safer path already, and allowing you to probably live a lot longer. But if you don't really want to play it safe, it's no reason to really have it. Next up is spray it, don't say it. So anytime you do a wheelie now, you're gonna fucking crop dust him. You're fucking hitting him with whatever's on the ground. It might be dog shit, obviously dirt, got some rocks in there, maybe some more dog shit, I don't know. But you're launching that shit right into their eyes, making them bleed. This doesn't have the slowness effect, which is kind of weird. You would think, I don't know, it would kind of do the same thing. I kind of wish it would, because it would add a little bit more to the wheelie. It really just adds down to that slowness. But I feel like then it would kind of give away from the spin out, because why would you do spin out if you're just going to do the wheelie and they would both do the same thing? So, I'm fine with it. I understand the reasoning behind it. And it does add a bit, 33 damage, and it's like constant, like bam, 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 bam. It's really a spray, dude. It's not just some fucking pitiful thing. We're not hitting for like 10 damage. That's almost like the beginning wheelie effect, right? Like that's some good damage. And I definitely think it adds. It helps add a lot more damage to wheelie. Because wheelie, you're going around, you're going through enemies, and if you keep going through enemies, you're really only getting like 2 hits in. But with the spray, you're doing a lot more damage. If you slow them down, you can definitely just fucking, I don't know, pulverize them, fucking flatten them into a pancake, shove your spikes up their ass. You're doing everything to them, and they can't do anything about it. You kill them really fast. Even with both, like, paths, the enemies are dying at the end, within a matter of seconds. The race is over with a blink. This guy's Lightning McQueen, without being Lightning McQueen. But don't think the bottom path is all sunshine and rainbows. Next up, we got Fire Spin, which is a unique move. I'll give it that. It's unique. It's not some fucking stupid attack upgrade. But it's a move that works with a move that contradicts itself. Think about it. We're setting fire to the ground, right? Cool. And then we are pushing back our enemies. Does it hit? Sometimes. Yes. Is it going to hit a lot of the times? No. If you just sit there and spam wheelie, they're probably not going to hit you, right? They're probably not... Like, the fire stays for a good amount of time, I won't lie. But it's not a lot. 34, right? I'd rather do the wheelie. The wheelie one did it a lot better, where the fire would spread around while you did the wheelie. Which you would think maybe Pavement Peeler could have done that too, but I guess it would be adding a lot too much to it, so probably not. It works. The fire does work, but I find it very useless, because it's contradicting itself in a big way. And you also slow down enemies, so it's even less time for them to get into the fire ring. You can push them back like I did right there, but I don't know. I just don't see it working a lot of the time. You get like a couple hits in, maybe 3. But after that, well, you just got circles on the ground. The last pit stop we need to take is to the Soul Gem, which is Rocket Boost. Rocket Boost kind of works like every other Soul Gem, which I started realizing, where you hold down Wheelie for a good amount of time to their technical last step. You press triangle, you go into the air, drop back down, do 164 damage, which is pretty nice. And that's it. You go back on your merry way. Not very unique, but you know, most Soul Gems work like that. It's kind of just kind of how it goes, you know. So it's fine. It works a lot better than some Soul Gems. Some Soul Gems just suck. So it's a honestly refreshing and honestly rated over here. And I like it, right? I keep saying it's like mid or whatever, but I don't know. It's it's midway for me. Yeah, we'll stop it there. It's midway. After checking out Treadhead, where do I think I want to put him? I'm gonna put him at a 4 because I really do like him. I can see why I had a lot of money with this guy. I had him like at 15,000 before I had to reset him to get all the footage and stuff. And I realized because he's a really crazy ass character. And for me, when I was littler, I really liked a rambunctious character like that. I like a character that just wept through people. And he definitely can do that at the later stage. If I had to answer the question from before, if I think the top or bottom path is better, I think it's all up to preference at that point. If you really do like the reckless style of him, which I really think fits him a lot more character-wise, definitely go with the top path. Like, you're just doing wheelies for days. But if you like to think about more about your moves and you're not really trying to like fucking perish within the first 2 steps you do, definitely go with the bottom path. It has a lot more safer options. It allows for a lot more, a little quick think and play because you got so many things that push back, slow down, still a lot more damage with the wheelie too. But if you really just want to try to mow through things as fast as you can before you can die, top path is the way to go. So that's all up to preference. And I definitely think you could buy him. It's a character that's not talked about much, and I don't know why. I really do like him. He's unique. His fighting style is very unique, I said in the beginning, and I think I want to touch about it a little bit more here. Just because he is a character that doesn't stop moving. He's constantly moving. He doesn't stop. And it's very different. You know, most characters, you have to stop, punch, jump away. This character just runs away. Like, it's a fucking hit and run, dude. This guy's getting wanted by the police out here, and he ain't staying for no one. But that was honestly rated. Don't forget to tell me who you want to see next rated. Honestly. And maybe you'll get picked. The wackier options usually get picked because I like talking about characters that don't get talked about much. And maybe hopefully find some unappreciated love. So, thank you guys for watching all the way through. And watch out my other stuff. And subscribe if you want to see more. And I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.